He is universally remembered as the smooth, undisputed Prince of Soul, but at the absolute height of his musical fame in 1970, Marvin Gaye actually attempted to quit the music industry entirely to become a professional football player for the Detroit Lions. Deeply depressed following the tragic illness and death of his beloved duet partner Tammi Terrell, a 31-year-old Gaye completely abandoned the recording studio, bulked up his physique, and trained rigorously with NFL stars Lem Barney and Mel Farr. He genuinely believed he could make the team as a wide receiver, but the Lions' ownership ultimately barred him from officially trying out, terrified that the legendary singer would get severely injured on the field. Today, What's Going On is widely considered one of the greatest, most socially important albums in music history. But when Marvin first presented the title track to Motown founder Berry Gordy, Gordy absolutely despised it. Gordy called it the worst thing I ever heard in my life, arguing that protest songs would alienate Gaye's crossover pop audience. In response, Gaye went on a massive, stubborn strike, completely refusing to record another note for Motown until Gordy finally caved and released the song. It became a monumental, multi-platinum smash hit. He was born Marvin Pence Gaye Jr. However, early in his career, he legally added the E to the end of his surname for two very specific reasons. First, he wanted to emulate his ultimate musical idol, Sam Cooke, who had also added an E to his birth name, Cook. Second, and more tragically, he wanted to visually and symbolically distance himself from his strict, abusive father, Marvin Gaye Sr., who had brutally beaten him throughout his entire childhood. Despite possessing undeniable charisma, movie star good looks, and an incredibly silky voice, Gaye absolutely despised performing live. He suffered from severe, crippling stage fright. He viewed himself primarily as a studio perfectionist and a composer, entirely uncomfortable with the screaming, frantic energy of live crowds. To cope with his intense anxiety, he would frequently self-medicate with heavy drugs and alcohol before being physically pushed onto the stage by his management. By 1981, Gaye was completely bankrupt, owing millions to the IRS, and deeply entrenched in a severe cocaine addiction that left him paranoid and living in a bread van in London. To save his own life, he accepted an invitation from a music promoter to move to the quiet, freezing coastal town of Ostend, Belgium. Completely isolated from the toxic Hollywood and Motown lifestyles, he sobered up, got back in the gym, and wrote his massive Grammy-winning comeback masterpiece, Sexual Healing, right there in a Belgian apartment. In the final months of his life, Gaye had moved back into his parents' house in Los Angeles. His drug addiction had returned, plunging him into intense, terrifying paranoia where he constantly believed assassins were hiding in the bushes waiting to kill him.